If you've just joined us, you're watching Newslink on DSTV channel 403 now. Bitter battle continues over the sugar industry's unhappiness at the Health Promotion Levy. The levy, otherwise known as the sugar tax, charges a fee for the amount of sugar in certain beverages. The SA Canegrowers Association is calling for it to be eliminated. It says the levy has already cost the industry 16,000 jobs and around 2 billion rand. They'll be engaging with President Cyril Ramaphosa when he discusses the KZN economy tomorrow. Let's speak to SA Canegrowers Association's Chairperson, Andrew Russell. Andrew, good morning and thank you very much for your time. So the NCOP is in the province this week with the provincial economy being the main focus. And we all know that KZN is actually the heart of the cane growers industry. Just talk us through perhaps some of the pressing issues that the Sugar Cane Growers Association needs government's intervention on.
Yes, good morning, Mpunda. There are a number of issues that are crippling the sugar industry at present, and the sugar tax, the HPL, is high on that list. It has already had a consequence, as you've said, in terms of the jobs that are lost. It's had a 2 billion rand impact on our industry alone, as well as downstream industries, and it's putting at risk a number of the stakeholders within the sugarcane value chain. Many will know that Tongaat Hulett recently placed their South African operations into business rescue, and they have cited the impact of the Health Promotion Levy as one of the contributing factors to their financial situation.
But then if we had to look at how great a risk this poses, because at what we're looking at now, at face value, it seems as though it's going to increase next year. It doesn't seem as though it will be removed completely. So how great a danger does it pose if it is kept as is?
It will have a significant impact. It is having a significant impact at its current levels, and that impact would increase further if there was any increase in the rate at which it's charged, or if it was broadened to include other drinks and other beverages than it does at the moment. The impact would be significant. The sugar industry is already in a very precarious position. It employs a significant number of people in the deep rural areas of KwaZulu-Natal and Mpumalanga, and those jobs and all of the related industries that serve and feed into the sugarcane value chain would all be at risk in an environment where there are no real significant alternatives within those areas for economic activity.
Initial talks with government, do you see them actually heeding the call to do away with the tax?
We have made repeated calls to meet with the Department of Health and the Department of the Treasury, the Department of Finance, and so far we have not been successful. However, we attended an executive oversight committee meeting with the Department of Trade and Industry as well as the Department of Agriculture on Tuesday, and we were assured by Minister Patel that he would be facilitating engagements with both of those departments going forwards. So we are hopeful of engaging with them, of highlighting the significant negative impact that the tax is having on the economy, and we would ask that they provide some material evidence that the tax is in fact having an effect on its stated objective of reducing obesity, because so far we have not been able to find any evidence to that effect.
Will you be presenting perhaps a more refined data or presentation before the NCOP this week that will probably convince them otherwise? Because with just the data that we've had, they seem to be standing on their decision to impose this tax. So will there be some sort of a more refined presentation just highlighting the real impact of this tax?
Yes, so what we'll do is we'll refer obviously to the independent research that's been done by NEDLAC on the impact on jobs so far. We have also commissioned subsequent modelling to indicate what effect it would have if we maintained the levy and what would happen if we broadened that levy. We will present the findings of those investigations and highlight, exactly the extent of the sugarcane growing areas in KwaZulu-Natal, which are extensive from Pongola in the north all the way down to Port Shepstone and Port Edward in the south. The entire KwaZulu-Natal region depends on the sugarcane value chain for a lot of its economic activity. So I think that's exactly what we will do. We will refine our presentation to those parties.
And I suppose because now we know what has happened with KZN's economy and the floods, so possibly they would heed the call this time around. Thank you very much, though, Andrew, for your time. That was SA Canegrowers Association's Chairperson, Andrew Russell.